The water is calm, but the storm is in his voice. You can hear it before you see anything, just waves, a heartbeat, and a breath held too long. "Conrad," the voice says, soft but sharp, "this is the last time I'm saying your name like this." A single porch light flickers in the dark. Footsteps stop. A door never opens. Somewhere, a brother decides whether to stay or walk away. And before you can choose a side, you feel it, the pull of family, the cut of love, and the truth that once spoken can't be taken back. You remember them as boys because that is how all stories like this begin. Two brothers who shared the same summers, the same salt on their skin, the same inside jokes that nobody else could catch. Conrad, the steady one who kept his feelings stacked like books on a shelf, straight, neat, protected. Jeremiah, the open window who let the breeze in, warm, bright, honest even when it hurt. They learned early what it meant to cover for each other, to lie for each other, to hold secrets that felt too heavy for their small hands. There were nights. They stayed up whispering about the future, promising they would never let anything cut between them. But the future does not care about promises. It comes anyway, with sunlit days and small cracks that widen when you are not looking. The house that once felt like safety became a place full of echoes, a mother's fading laugh, a father's quiet, the empty chair at dinner. Grief rearranged the furniture of their hearts, and nothing sat quite right again. They both loved the same shore, the same memories, and, without planning it, the same girl. Not because love is cruel, but because love is wild. It goes where it wants, and people try to follow without getting lost. Conrad tried to be the anchor, heavy enough to hold everyone in place. Jeremiah tried to be the light, bright enough to guide everyone home. But anchors sink and lights burn, and both jobs leave scars you cannot see. What began as small sighs turned into sharp words. What began as space to breathe turned into walls too high to climb. Conrad shut his door. Jeremiah knocked until his knuckles were sore. Each time they looked at each other, they saw not just a brother, but also a mirror reflecting a different way to survive pain, and mirrors can be hard to face. In the quiet hours, the things they did not say grew louder. Was it betrayal or bad timing? Was it jealousy or fear? The lines blurred. The shore they loved became a place where every wave felt like a question. If you love the same person, does it mean you love each other less? Family dinners became careful. Friends chose words like they were walking on glass. Memories felt split down the middle, one for Conrad, one for Jeremiah, when once they belonged to both. They tried to fix it with distance. They tried to fix it with jokes. They tried to fix it by acting like nothing was broken. But some breaks do not show until the light hits just right. Then one night the light did, a message not answered. A promise not kept, a look that stayed too long. Something small, the kind of small that changes everything. And Jeremiah knew this could not keep going. There had to be an end or a start, but it could not be both. He chose the porch, the waves, the hour when the world is too tired to lie. He chose simple words because simple words are the hardest to say. Not to fight, not to win, but to lay down what was left of his heart and step back. This is the place right before the fall or the flight. This is where brothers decide who they are to each other when love has taken more than it gave. And as the water breathes in and out, you can almost hear the boy they used to be asking the men they became, "Will you hold on to me or let me go?" The night is thick and still. Crickets count the seconds. A screen door creaks and settles like it knows it should stay shut. We see a porch swing moving a little on its own, not because of wind, but because someone sat here earlier and left in a rush. The camera never shows a face. Only hands, a thumb tapping a phone screen. A fist opening and closing, unsure if it wants to fight or reach out. The ocean is a dark plate, smooth on top, heavy under the surface. That is Conrad, quiet, held together, pretending the storm is not there. And that is Jeremiah, open water, currents pulling strong, refusing to hide what he feels. A kettle begins to hiss in the kitchen, then clicks off. No one pours. The little red light on the coffee maker glows like a warning sign. A jacket hangs on a chair. The tag still has a name on it from a hospital, or maybe a school game, or maybe somewhere they both stood together for the last time. The house keeps their history like a careful librarian. Every drawer is a story. Every scratch in the wood is a memory. For years they told these stories together. Now each one has two versions. Jeremiah walks in circles on the porch boards that sag and sing. He is rehearsing lines. But the lines keep changing. First he plans to be calm. Then he plans to be brave. Then he plans to be kind. The truth is he will be all three, and none will be enough. He wants to speak to Conrad like a brother, not a rival. He wants to hold the rope that ties them and not pull it tight. But his chest is full of air he cannot swallow. The words bang around like stones in a dryer dot inside. Conrad stands still in a doorway. His jaw is set. His shoulders are square. You cannot see his eyes, but you can feel them. Tired, guarded, older than they should be. He has a rule that saved him once: do not show pain where it can be used against you. He tries to use it now. He calls it control. It looks like silence. The problem with silence is that it says a lot. It can say, I do not care, when what it really means is, I care too much to let it show. A text arrives. We do not read it. We only hear the buzz on a wooden table. Once, messages like that sent both brothers flying down the stairs, laughing, sharing, fighting to be first at the door. Now the sound is a split in the room, another line in the sand. They both know how they got here. There were days when one stepped up while the other fell back. There were days when both tried to step up and crashed into each other. And there were days when no one had the strength, and the house carried the weight for them. The camera shows a bowl with two cracked shells. Breakfast for two eaten hours ago. It shows a sun lotion bottle, half empty, the cap sandy, a small ring of dried white on the edge. It shows a blue ribbon from a swim meet, not the first place, not the last, just a ribbon that proves they tried. These small things turn into a chorus. They sing about care and loss, and the way love turns into duty when life gets hard. Jeremiah speaks to the night as if it were Conrad, practicing for the real moment. You think I don't get it? He says, voice low. You think I'm just soft? But I'm not. I'm just not afraid to say it out loud. He stops and listens as if the house might answer. It does not. He tries again. I waited. I gave space. I told myself you needed time. I told myself I could hold the rest. But the rest got heavy, Con. It's not just about her. It's about us. It's about the way you look at me like I stole something that was never yours to keep. Inside, Conrad reaches for the jacket on the chair and then lets it go. He thinks of every time he chose quiet over truth, duty over joy, distance over risk. He thinks of how loving the same girl took a bruise on his heart and made it a fracture, then a break. He hates that he has a part in this, and he hates that Jeremiah does too. He wants to say, I was only trying to keep everyone safe. He knows how that will sound. Like an excuse, the porch light flickers. A moth hits the glass again and again, drawn to heat that does not want it. The scene shifts. Tires on gravel, a bike dropped on its side. The soft thud of a soccer ball rolling into a hedge. Snapshots. From summers when the worst fight they had was about who took the last slice of pie. You can't go back, the images say, but you can't live here either. Stuck in the hallway between past and future, Jeremiah stops pacing. He sets his phone face down, he breathes in, slow. The ocean answers with a long, steady hush. He decides what he will say first and what he will not say at all. No blame for old wounds that both of them carry. No victory speech for a love that never felt like a win. He will talk about truth and weight and how he cannot keep holding both. He will talk about the piece of him that still believes brothers can find a new way to be brothers. He will take the risk that Conrad won't meet him halfway. Because someone has to move. Someone has to open the door. A chair leg scrapes inside. A floorboard complains. The gap between them is now the length of a doorknob. The air goes thin. We do not see hands reach for it. We only feel the gravity of the choice. This is the last calm breath before the plunge. The last second when both futures are possible. And the night, patient and vast, waits to hear which one they pick. The door does not slam open. It eases, like a secret being told against its will. The line between inside and outside blurs. the porch light spills into the hallway, and the hallway's shadows stretch out onto the porch. For the first time tonight, the brothers share the same air. Not the same words, not yet. Just the same air. Jeremiah doesn't look away. His shoulders are squared, not because he wants to fight, but because his body knows this is the last chance. His voice is steady, but behind it is a tremor you only hear if you've been listening to him your whole life. Conrad, he says, not a question, not a plea. Just the name, full of history. Conrad doesn't answer right away. He leans against the doorframe like it's carrying him, like if it weren't there, he might fall. His silence is heavy, not empty. You can almost hear the words sitting in his throat, waiting for permission. To leave, his eyes drop to the porch boards, then to the swing, then to the ocean he can't see but knows is there. He's looking everywhere but at Jeremiah. The air tightens. You could cut it with the edge of the screen door. Jeremiah speaks. First, because he always has to. Do you think I wanted this? His tone rises, but not in anger and disbelief, in ache. Do you think I woke up one morning and said, "Let me break the one thing that ever mattered to me"? He takes a step closer. You shut me out, Con, over and over. And I told myself I could live with that. But I can't live with you. Hating me, Conrad's jaw ticks. He presses his lips together so hard the color leaves them. His first words scrape out like gravel. I don't hate you. He says it again, stronger this time, like maybe he can convince himself too. I never hated you. But Jeremiah doesn't let it soothe him. His laugh is short, bitter. Then why does it feel like every look, every silence, every time you walk out of the room, it's all hate? You think you're protecting me? Protecting her? No, you're just burying yourself, and you're dragging me under with you. The porch light flickers again, and for a second, both brothers are in shadow. It feels right, two outlines, neither fully clear. Conrad's hands curl into fists at his sides, then release, then curl again. He doesn't step forward, but his voice does. You don't know what it's like, he spits low, to carry it all. To feel like if you let go for even a second, everything will fall apart. You think I wanted this? You think I didn't? He cuts himself off, swallows the rest like poison. Jeremiah shakes his head, tears burning in his eyes, though he refuses to let them fall. That's the difference between us. You think carrying it alone makes you strong? I think carrying it together makes us family. His voice cracks, but he keeps going. I can't keep reaching for you if you're going to keep pulling away. Not as your brother, not as anything. The silence that follows isn't calm, it's sharp, jagged. The kind of silence that makes your ears ring. The camera would linger on their hands again. Jeremiah's open, Conrad's clenched. One ready to hold, the other two afraid to try. A gust of wind rushes through, scattering leaves across the porch. The swing creaks like an old memory. For a heartbeat, they are just boys again, fighting over who gets the bigger slice of pie. Racing barefoot down to the water, swearing they'd never let a girl or grief or anything else come between them. But that heartbeat passes. And what's left is two men standing on opposite shores of the same ocean. Conrad finally looks up. His eyes find Jeremiah's, and it hurts, because in that moment, everything they've lost is clear. He opens his mouth, but no words come. Instead, Jeremiah fills the space. You don't have to love me the way I want. But you do have to see me. I'm your brother. And this silence, this cold, it's not who we were. His voice lowers, softer, almost a whisper. It can't be who we end as. The weight of the words lands between them, heavy as stone. Neither moves to pick it up, neither looks away. And for the first time all night, both of them know something has to break. Either the silence or the bond. But it will not be both. The ocean roars louder, as if answering for them. The tide has turned. The confrontation isn't about who wins. It's about what survives. The waves outside rise and fall like a chest that cannot settle. The porch feels smaller now, the distance between them sharper, as if the boards themselves are bracing for what must be spoken. Jeremiah takes one step closer, not enough to close the gap, just enough to show that he's ready to finish what he came to say. His breath fogs in the cool night air. He doesn't hide it. He doesn't hide anything. Conrad, he begins, voice low. the syllables carrying years of summers, secrets, and silences. He pauses, as if searching for words that won't destroy the last fragile thread between them. But truth is heavy. It demands space. I can't keep being your shadow. I can't keep loving you in a way that leaves me empty. His tone softens, almost breaking. You don't see it, but you've been shutting me out for so long. I don't even remember the last time we were brothers without walls between us. Conrad shifts, shoulders stiff, eyes turned away. He doesn't interrupt. He doesn't try to stop Jeremiah. Maybe he knows he can't. Maybe he knows this is the moment he's been avoiding. The one that's been coming since the first time silence replaced words. Jeremiah swallows hard, fighting to steady himself. I thought if I was patient, if I gave you time, you'd come back, but you never did. You just stood further away, like I was something you needed to protect yourself from. His fists unclench, his palms are open now, raw and shaking. And I can't live like that, not with you, not anymore. The porch light flickers again, and in that dim glow, Jeremiah's face isn't shown, but his words paint him clear. I love her, and I won't apologize for that. But loving her was never about taking something from you. It was about finally choosing myself when you wouldn't choose me. His voice trembles, but he doesn't back down. You don't get to hate me for being honest when you've been hiding your truth all along. A pause. The kind of pause that carries more weight than shouting ever could. The ocean fills the silence, crashing harder, as if to remind them the world is bigger than this porch, this house, this hurt. Jeremiah's next words come softer, like he's speaking to the boy Conrad used to be, not the man standing in front of him. You'll always be my brother, nothing can change that. But I can't keep bleeding just to prove it. If you can't stand with me, then I'll stand without you. I'd rather walk away than spend the rest of my life begging you to. See me, he steps back, just enough to draw a line. His final words linger like smoke in the air. I hope one day you'll understand this isn't goodbye. It's just me letting go of the part of us that keeps breaking me. The camera would hold here on Conrad's hand, twitching like it wants to reach out, on Jeremiah's stillness, on the gulf between them that is both a few feet and a lifetime wide. The light above them steadies for a moment, burning strong, then dims again. No dramatic music swells. No sudden answer comes. The power of the scene is in the unfinished, in the ache of what isn't said back. The audience is left with Jeremiah's truth echoing against the waves, daring Conrad to fill the silence, daring the future to decide what kind of brothers they will be now. The scene ends not with a door slamming, not with footsteps storming away, but with stillness. The ocean breathes, the porch waits, and Jeremiah's final words hang there, unshaken, unreturned, but unforgettable.